That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
No sound, no sound, no sound.
Testing 1, 2. Let me know when you can hear me out there on the line, all right? Good to go, Mayak. Let me hear you.
Gun.
You know, with General Mayak right here, clapping up, right?
No sign Christ.
Listen, we're going to go into the stories of the day. If you're tired of being lied to, if you're sick of being lied to, man, you're in the right place tonight. Tonight, you're going to hear the truth, all right? Commanding General YAHANNA is on his way. We're going to talk about the ICE raids happening in all the major cities of America. We're going to talk about that white man who murdered 2 people, almost murdered 4 people. He was arrested today, Haas, without harm. His hair was not ruffled.
General,
he was taken into custody, Haas.
He got in a shootout with the cops a couple times.
Haas, he got into a shootout with the cops at least twice. But when they found him, they brought him into custody, unmolested, Haas, in wonderful shape. We'll talk about that as well. He was also a Christian pastor.
Huh?
He was a Christian pastor, Haas. We're going to talk about that tonight. We'll talk about various other stories. We'll talk about all the popular stories of today. If you have any questions or comments, we're going to talk about Umar Johnson as well. We'll discuss Umar Johnson and his hatred of Latinos. We'll discuss that tonight. We'll go into any other story that you might like to go into. You can contact us in the chat room. Talk to us in the chat room. Make your questions, make your comments in the chat room, and they will get dealt with. Any questions at all? If not, Yediah, you have it. The Third World War. How did I forget? Did I mention that the Third World War jumped off?
Yes, sir.
But I mentioned the world is about to end.
We in it, General.
You can almost forget.
We in it, sir.
You can almost forget that the world is about to end. We're going to go into that as well tonight when Commanding General YAHANNA gets here. We'll get into the end of the world.
That's right, sir.
That you are standing at the precipice of right now. We'll go into that. General Mayak, you want to say something? I'm not sure.
It's like I was on mute. Sir, you got it.
No sweat. We'll go into that when Commanding General YAHANNA gets here. We'll go into Umar Johnson when Commanding General YAHANNA gets here. Give me some of those other stories that we had, please, Officer Yediah.
Colonel McCon, mass protests against Trump across the United States as president holds military parade.
Oh, did I mention that, House? I forgot. If you ever wonder why the Purple Pigs, the I.U.I.C, march like a bunch of white men, they get it because all of them virtually were in the white man's military, and they idolize white people. They look up to white people, and they pray one day they could have an army as beautifully white as the white army of America. Donald Trump had the lamest march in the world. Let me tell you something about you white people that march. You look terrible doing it. You're lame. You look like a bunch of soulless robots marching down the street. And you don't march as good as the North Koreans either.
That's
the
right.
North Koreans and the Russians march better than you. Am I making this up? You ever see them on high leg? The North Koreans are. They marching like man. Donald Trump.
I think Kazak Ahmad made a whole video about it, showing all the marches, and the Americans look so slouched, like they on drugs and
I didn't even see that. Kazak Ahmad's video. I didn't see it, Maya. Them marches, Donald Trump put an old ragtag march together. North Koreans like marching down the street, high knees. They don't do that in the American military. All the Russians and everybody marching with high knees, all proud and all that. Meanwhile, the Americans go down there. 2 people out there watching it, Maya. 2 people sitting out there watching it. It was one video. It was so funny. One video up where the tank was coming down the street, and the tank was so uncared for that it was squeaking. You mean the what's that mess called on the tank?
The wheel.
The wheels were so unoiled.
The track.
The tracks.
The
tracks. It was squeaking loud, and because there were no people there, all you heard was the squeaking.
No WD-40.
No WD-40. The wheels were squeaking out. It was the loudest thing on the video because there were no people there cheering. And all you heard was this squeaky ass goddamn tank coming down the street with no one there.
You know, Gino, because of their so-called technology, they're doing away with a lot of the tank companies and everything. So nobody there to take care of it. That's why they ain't making no noise. Like they depended on drones and electronics for the next war when you're going to need everything you can get. So they're getting rid of a lot of the tank companies and tank battalions they had before in the past. They really don't have them no more. So I can see why it ain't working, right? Because they ain't taking care of it.
Get Kazak Ahmad video if we could. Unless we don't have it at all, tell me. I mean, what General Hazayan is saying is so profound, Doc, and that this entire parade that was held in Washington, D.C., I think they said it cost $40 million up. They gave a number for it to get all those people down there, to get the tanks there and do everything. Even they had to get the road ready to take all that weight, which is not equipped to take the weight of tanks downtown Washington, D.C. I mean, I think it was $40 million. While this government complains about welfare, complains about food stamps, complains about giving aid to school lunch programs, they spent $40 million because the parade for the anniversary of the Army fell on the same date as Donald Trump's birthday. So they just spent $40 million. Play Kazak Ahmad's video, please. Oh, they can hear it?
And they got the Black Ops unit too. Gangster. Up next, we got North Korea. Man. You know they ain't gonna play around with you over there. Damn, they got the Sub-Zero unit. Discipline, put together, on point.
Like a bunch of Gomer Piles.
What is this? What is this? You can tell they don't want to be there. Ain't no unity, no morale. Oh, come on. The salute was terrible. America is great where?
I can get a little more sugar in this, please. Please. Is that it? But you see that? Let me tell you something. If I could, are we done? I'm sorry, I thought we were done. I wait till it comes back. You know,
you sound a little bit like you in the background.
Hello, how about now?
Come, that's too up. Come.
Let me tell you something. I've always felt so sorry for men in the white man's military and our oppressors' military. And here's the main reason that I always feel so sorry for them. Besides the fact that they put their lives on the line and they will never benefit for such a sacrifice. But besides the fact that they're giving their love to a place that will hate them because they give their love to this place. Here's one of the main reasons that I feel sorry for any black or Hispanic man in the white man's military. Because the Bible says this: blessed is he that has not served a man that is lesser than himself.
Right.
That is the main reason that I feel sorry for any man that has to serve in the white man's military. Because here you are, you work so hard, you're so diligent, you're a soldier, you make great sacrifices, and you sacrifice life and limb. You sacrifice your good health. You sacrifice your legs and your body and your soul and the PSD that you're going to get because you did it. And you're doing it for a man that simply wants to celebrate his own birthday. That's all he cares about. You're serving a man who is less than you. The brothers in the white man's military, the Hispanics, you're better than Donald Trump. You're better than him. Those brothers who are marching down that street, the blacks and Hispanics who come from ghettos. And I mean, the U.S. military has an amazing number of so-called Latinos and so-called North American Indians. I mean, a disproportionate number of them. Too many of them are in the military as compared to anywhere else. It's because these men want to serve something better than themselves. They don't want to be selfish. They want to be heroes. They want to risk their lives. They're not in there for money. You can make more money somewhere else. Yeah. If you put the amount of diligence into anything that you put into being in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, you could do anything in life. If you put that amount of diligence and effort into anything, you would be more of a success. Those men in the white man's military, man, they want to help somebody. They want to serve something. And they're serving a man who is not worthy of their service. Donald Trump is the worst person in the chain of command of the military. He's the worst. He's the most selfish. There's an old Irish term. It's where you say that this person is so selfish, they have to be the corpse at every funeral, the bride at every wedding, and the baby on every birthday. That's Donald Trump. He cannot let anything not be about him. He cannot. Anything that is done must be about him. So here we have this man who skirted on his responsibility to fight in the Vietnamese War because he had an ingrown toenail. Am I making this up? I am not. Because of ingrown toenails, he was able to beat the draft. Donald Trump was drafted 3 times. But he was drafted 3 times. But he got 3 deferments because of his feet, because of his toes. Oh, did I tell you his father was ultra rich? Did I mention that one, Haas? His father was super rich. Just like so many of these presidents who never served in the white man's military, then lead the white man's military, then become now commander-in-chief of the white man's military now, men who would never risk anything at all for anyone else.
Right.
I always felt sorry for you because I serve at the pleasure of Commandant General YAHANNA, Sardiso a placer de la General YAHANNA. And I serve someone better than me, more patient, more kind, more courageous.
Damn right.
You're in the Marines and in the Army. You serve Donald Trump.
Right.
That's your father figure. It's not mine. I feel sorry for you because now here you are marching down the street and you don't want to be there. You see how they march out.
That's right. I think it was in Philly, General, but there was a video where ICE was out there, in front of the Hispanics. I think they had locked up one, and the sister was like, "Look at you," pointing at one of the troopers, one of the police officers, and they trooper gear and all that. He said, I know you. You be over at Carver's. You be over at Carver's all the time, asking for discounts. Talking about, can you get more? Can you get more? He sit and eat with us. Now he over here policing us. Hey, that's you. And he tried to say, no, it ain't me. But they said, we know your face. Like, It was him. Like, he really didn't want to be there and was embarrassed that they even recognized him because he's friends with them. You know what I'm saying? Salakia.
What General Mayok is saying is so true, and that these brothers who are members of who are ICE agents, they live in this community. They're Hispanic. They're Latino. They shop here. You know what a cop has to do all day? Work another job. That's what they got to do because they don't get overtime. So what are they doing? They bouncers in nightclubs. They're working in all these places because they don't get the overtime. So now here they are. You a bouncer in a Hispanic nightclub. And now you an ICE agent out there beating up people. They're looking at you like, man, that's Manuel over here with that nonsense. Manuel's sitting there with a stick and a helmet like, why in the hell am I doing this?
Yeah, right.
Keep going. I got to take this call. I'm sure it's an emergency. Shalom might help you.
Colonel Khan, sir. Welcome to America KKK. 9 black man pummels 3 cops, flees scene unharmed, with no shots fired, reigniting debate over racial double standard in policing.
Wait, say that again.
Colonel Khan, sir. 9 black man pummels 3 cops, flees scene unharmed with no shots fired.
I guess they can't say white. They can't say white man no more, huh?
They what?
They can't say white man no more, so they say 9 black man.
Oh, wow, really? Really?
That's what it sounds like. You die, correct me if I'm wrong.
Gone. A North Dakota man who viciously assaulted 3 Fargo police officers over the weekend is now facing multiple charges. But the wimpy response by the cops that's fueling a nationwide debate over racial disparities in policing.
And the sad thing is 2025, Haas, they still debating whether there's racism amongst police. They still debating whether racism is alive in America. Give me a break. Everybody knows it exists. The police say it.
Yeah.
Our oppressors, regular civilians say it.
Yeah.
That's why they say, what are you doing here? You don't speak our language. Get the hell out of here. Because everybody knows the standards is different. Yeah. Like the article come bring it out. There's different standards. Look at them. And everybody, people watch this, and everybody, black and white people, everybody, Koreans, whoever watching this, knows that if that was black, everybody say, if that was a black man, if that was a black person punching cops in the face, it'd be no question. He'd be full of holes. Mm-hmm. We didn't got holes, been filled full of holes for less. You understand? But there's a double standard. American laws don't apply. I made a post how America's falling, how Trump is dumping all over America. You know what I'm saying? And senators getting forced out of the damn conferences. I made a post and white people got on there mad, especially the ones that love Trump. No, America's not falling. Trump isn't dumping on America. He's cleaning up the dump that Biden made. And, you know, they all, and you know, they said, he deserved it. He deserved it. While, you know, and if you make fun of Trump, they lose their mind to defend Trump. And of course, the average white citizen, he ain't got no problem with saying racist things anymore. They call them a male Karens, I guess. Yeah. But they ain't got no problem with the racism. And everybody sees that racism is still as big and great as it's ever been. But for some reason, they can't say it on national TV. They got to be politically correct. They got to act like, oops. Well, we got to look at why that happened and teach better racial reform amongst the police and talk about race. Let's talk about race. Let's talk about race. Everything is race. They say don't pull the race card when racism is the only card in the game. It's the only card. The only card. Go ahead, guys.
In general, you know, race is the reason why they ain't beat this cat tail or they ain't tasing him.
Of course.
You know, you know, they all to the guns, to the mace, to the taser for us. And this cat's swinging blows. He's swinging hell of a blows.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't the only tape. There's been many tapes coming out lately where you'll see Edomites, you know, accosting and assaulting police, and the police don't go to ground with them like how they do with us.
Right.
It's a big difference. If you think we lying on what we saying, right, and you saying we shooting far-fetched, what happened to Philando Castile? That young brother was legally carrying a firearm. He told the police officer that he had one. The police officer told him to
look how they turning their back. How they turn their back on him after he punched him in the face. So I'm gonna cut you off.
this is just a bar fight to them. To him, he ain't no real threat because he ain't black. That would have never happened. Just like that one kid that got killed. They showed the videotape. I think it happened in Atlanta, where the cop, when he was on the ground, had his hands up. Cops said, "Get out the way," and shot him while he was on the ground with his hands up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't see this young man this Edomite right here as a threat, so they ain't had to fight him. They ain't had to shoot him. Yeah. They turned their back on him. This is a bar brawl to them, man. It's a bar fight.
That's super spiritual. That's super spiritual. Because they're the most dangerous thing in America. You know what I'm saying? You see that Edomite, what he did to them senators. They're the most dangerous terrorists in America, but we are scarier to them than these monsters are. You understand? It's biblical. Yeah. It's biblical. This is definitely Satan's kingdom, man.
Yeah. General, can I bring out a scripture on this here?
Can.
Let me get that scripture, Diane. Tell them where you at.
Come on, sir. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13 and verse 15.
Come on.
Every beast loveth his like.
Every beast loveth his like. You understand me? They cling to themselves. And right now, you see them cling to each other. Even though they having a brawl, they fighting, they still the same people. So they cleaving to them. They getting down with them. Go ahead.
Come. And every man loveth his neighbor.
Every man loveth what?
His neighbor.
Go ahead.
All flesh consorteth according to kind.
All flesh consort to their own kind, man. And that's what you see right here. Like how General Mayok said, they turn his back to him and everything. Why? They don't really feel afraid. They feel like they ain't gonna lose their life. Why? That's their cat they know, man. This is a bar brawl to them. This ain't nothing more than that. This ain't nothing to what man when they're gonna get hurt. It's a bar brawl. They don't see it as nothing else. That's all it is.
That's how they fight. That's how they used to fight their little brother growing up. You feel like they fighting their little brother in their household, fighting one of their siblings damn near.
Yeah, that's all it is, sir. That's all it is. It ain't no more than that. You understand what I'm saying? This is a bar brawl. They don't. It ain't no threat to them. But if it was us, it wouldn't even went that long. You'd have heard clack, 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 clack. It would have been done deal.
Okay.
And there's some more clack, clack, clacks. You understand? This is like that one time when the brother said, "Hell, I'm paraplegic. I can't get out the car." The cops still snatched him out the car, even though the brother couldn't walk, and drugged him down the street. That's the difference between them and us.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say what you want to say about us being wrong. I'm gonna tell you, you are effing liar, because I did that job for 9 years, and I saw firsthand what was going on for 9 years. So you can't tell me nothing different. You can't pull the smoke over my eyes. I didn't see it happen. There is a difference. They treat people different. Us, we are the enemy. We are the hunted. And if you show any sign of active aggression, they're going to put you down like a dog, which is what's going on with us across this earth. Listen, they right now, a war in the Middle East, they just got finished fighting over in Afghanistan and Iraq. And that Middle Eastern cat in Virginia shot 2 cops and said he had a gun. They didn't treat him like they treat us. Philando Cat still said, "I got a gun legally," and obeyed the cop. The cop still murdered him in front of his kid and his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We wrong in what we saying? No, we not wrong. We right. We right. There's a difference, man. Every beast cleave unto his kind. Every flesh consort to his kind. Read it again for me, Yediah.
Khan, sir. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor.
Go ahead.
All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
A man will cleave to his like. He'll cleave to the one that's just like him. That's what's going on now. You see it. That's why you see them. They fighting him, right? But they ain't really trying to come at this cat. Even though he's doing blows, him gonna go to jail, XYZ. They ain't really trying to hurt him. And then he get away and run. He can't even run. It's crazy. He's running so slow. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is a bar fight for them, man. This ain't nothing, man. It's a bar fight. But if that had been one of us, we'd have been dead. Breonna Hawkins, that sister that had they had that no-knock warrant and went to the wrong house, the wrong apartment. They murdered her and that boy in there. Well, the guy didn't die, did he? The brother survived, but the sister got murdered. That's how they treat us, man. And you better understand the difference. We ain't the same. We are not the same. They got a love for themselves, they kind, more than what they have for us, man. That's it, son. That's it.
No sweat. You got it, you die.
Khan, sir. Khan. Can she get additional time for racism? White woman who lied about 2 black men attacking her on Michigan Trail arrested for making false police report.
Reed, they arrested her, huh? Go ahead.
Khan. St. John's, Michigan police on Thursday arrested a 20-year-old woman who 3 days earlier claimed she was the victim of an attack on a popular walking trail, the Lansing State Journal reports. Madison McKenzie Wright faces 2 felony charges of a false report of a felony, says St. John police, who determined her story did not align with the evidence accumulated to substantiate her statements.
So she was on. Did she call the police?
Yahweh. No, sir. He's in the back. Got the Matah.
The general coming on the podium?
Yes, sir. He coming right now, sir.
Okay, come.
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that was it, sir. You're going over a story about a person. Was she Edomite? She lied about getting assaulted on the trail.
Can.
Go ahead, take it for the topic in your diet, please.
Khan. White woman who lied about 2 black men attacking her on Michigan Trail arrested for making false police report.
Read on.
You say assaulted her.
2 black men, sir.
Let me tell you, that's getting ready to become big. The Karens are going to go on the attack. They love white supremacy too. So they ain't going to just leave it to white men. They're going to get on board with the white supremacy also and be trying to lie on you. No, you cannot be a dummy in 2025 and 26. They trying to end Black America by 2027. That's the day they want to end it totally. So, and the reason for that is that gives them 2 years to work on the big bill that Trump has where he can eliminate birthright citizenship. The only reason they ain't moved on the tribe of Judah yet, blacks in this country, is because they got citizenship. But the minute, if they allowed to get that birthright citizenship clip, they coming for the jugular vein. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? They coming for the jugular vein. So they're going to be, creating every kind of way for black people to be tagged with a crime. And some of you are old enough to remember the days when they were doing this to us in the 80s and especially the 90s. They was locking up. They had federal mandates where they was locking, where they was locking brothers up left and right on false charges. You're going to have to face that you no longer a part of America. You never was. You was never meant to be. Salaki, General, you were going to say something? Go ahead, please. Salaki.
Salaki.
Yeah, I thought you were saying something, General.
No, I'll wait till you're done, General.
Okay, real quick, that you was never a part of this place. We've been saying this for many years. You never were a part of this place. You was only brought here for punishment. That punishment is now getting ready to come to an end. And as that punishment comes to an end, America wants to get rid of you. There's not much else they can do with you. You figured out all their tricks. You see them clearly in the dark. And so now they want to make a move on you. But they can't make a move on you before the Lord delivers you out of here. Salakia. I'm done. Thank you, General.
And that's why in the laws, that's why they keep saying, are there 2 different laws in America? Yes. There's a law for its citizens who took over our oppressor, and there's a law for the slaves. We came here to be slaves as a punishment from our God. And that's what we are. I know you got a job and you're paying your bills, but you're still a slave. That's why they're able to take your life with impunity. 9 times out of 10, they never get caught. And these Karens, 9 times out of 10, they ain't even going to jail for their racism. The one woman called did the racist mess to a little baby, a baby black boy in the park, and she raised damn near $1 million. They gave her $1 million to beat it because the court system and these laws in America, it works for them. But it does not work for us because we are the slaves. And when you walk into that courtroom, it's like a slave is in here now. Yep. And now you get treated like a slave. The decisions is all up to the judge or some jury that's still looking at you like a slave. You understand? Yep. So she gonna go to court. That's why black people, they tell our lawyers, tell us, man, take this deal. If it go to trial, you're gonna get even more time. That's our life. If we feel we innocent and we think we got proof and we know we didn't do it, if we go to a trial to fight it to prove ourselves, we look down upon, and the judge gonna hit us with the book. You gonna get, they call it football, football years, 25 to 40. You know what I'm saying? When our oppressor, he go into that courtroom and he know I'm innocent. I don't plead guilty. They don't take no deals. They take it to trial. And if they lose, they coming back on appeal because the lawyer's setting up the appeal in the first trial. And they're going to end up getting some slap on the wrist. And this is how the justice system worked for us. Don't you go in there trying to do that.
Right.
Don't you go in there. That's why General YAHANNA told you, you stupid. I think last week, General, you just said the scriptures say, agree with your adversary quickly when thou art in the way. That's you arguing with a police officer about your rights and your ID, and you ain't got to answer questions, and I ain't got to till he break your window and break your jaw and put a bullet in you while you arguing about your rights and your citizenship, man. You better shut your mouth. Show the oppressor your ID and make it home.
That's it.
Put your hands on the steering wheel. I yield, sir.
Come on.
Go ahead. Slow. No, go ahead.
You died. Let me get Baruch 4:25 real fast. To back up what Commander YAHANNA Jeremiah said. You better understand why you're here and what's going on and what's your plight here. You understand? Also, too, the Bible says, watch the times and see what's going on out here. See the things going on in the earth, man. You better understand what's going on here, man. And the only way you can do this is you come into the I.S.U.P.K, man, and learn these scriptures, these philosophy, these doctrines, all right? Let me know where you got it, brother. Baruch 4:25.
Come, the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 25. My children suffer patiently.
The Lord said, suffer patiently, man. Go ahead.
Khan, the wrath that has come upon you.
Go ahead.
From God. For thy enemy have persecuted thee.
That's what's going on right now. We're being persecuted in the streets, in this land called America. Asherah. This is where we at. We're being persecuted. The Lord said, be patient, though. Suffer patiently. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. But shortly thou shalt. But shortly.
But what?
But shortly.
That time is coming right now. But shortly. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see his destruction.
We shall see what?
His destruction.
We shall see the destruction of the enemy, man.
That's what's happening now.
Yes, sir.
Slock,
yes, sir. Come on.
No, go ahead.
Keep on reading.
Khan. And shall tread upon his neck.
And we're going to tread upon the neck when our king returns. You understand? That's what's going to happen. Read. Keep on reading. One more scripture.
Khan, verse 26. My delicate ones, have ye gone rough ways, and were taken away as flock caught of the enemies.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. Be of good comfort,
Be of good comfort, man. What does that mean, be of good comfort, man? You know how you're going to be of good comfort? When you get into this truth. Learn your history and your heritage. Learn the prophecies of what's supposed to happen and what's coming in the future. That's how you're going to be of good comfort. You understand me? You understand the times and the signs of the times that's going on right now. Read.
Khan, O my children, and cry unto God.
And cry unto the Bible, man. Whenever we cry to the Most High, and went to him to deliver us, we get right with him. Like the Bible says in was it Corinthians? Oh man, Chronicles. When we face the east, when we stop sinning, do what he say do, face the east, praise the Lord, cry to the Most High, he come deliver us. You understand? That's what we got to do to now. That's what we got to do now, y'all. That's our plight now. Go ahead.
Khan. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
You understand me? Go ahead.
Verse 28.
Last one.
Come. For as it was your mind to go astray from God.
It's up to you. You don't want to go ahead and eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, right? You don't want to go ahead and celebrate these so-called high holy days that our oppressor got, and all them days that he's celebrating, all those holidays and everything. It's in your mind to go away from the Lord. Those days not in the Bible, man. Easter not in the Bible. Christmas not in the Bible. Memorial Day not in the Bible. What's in the Bible? Hanukkah. Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Purim, Feast of Dedication. You understand? That's in the Bible. Passover, it's in the Bible. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. So being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Seek the Most High 10 times more, man. You understand? Really put your spirit into getting back into the truth, getting back to what your heritage was, man. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you are part of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's your bloodline heritage from right here all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? Back to Adam. That's your heritage. Seek that. And when you seek it 10 times more than what you ever saw anything in your life. That's it. I yield.
Next story, that. So just to run the cap on the whole story, make sure we walk circumspect. Keep your eye on these devils, man. Mm-hmm. Don't just go to sleep on them. Keep your eye on them. Keep your eye wherever you dealing with them at. They about to start all kinds of evil in the earth because this is their true nature. This is the real nature of Esau coming out now. And it's coming out because he's in his element, the element of killing and destroying and all of those things. So stay in your game, brothers and sisters. Stay in your game. You know what I mean? Remember why. Now you truly understand why we call the white man the devil the Bible speaks of. Because of the things that the unconscious spirit in which he carries himself and his entire nation. And so keep your spirit up. The tides are changing. Go ahead, next door.
Khan, sir. Khan. China warns of fallout from Israel strikes on Iran and eyes roll in easing crisis.
Yeah, man, this is so beautiful. More buildup in the Middle East. Now China is talking about they're going to be trouble because they're going to get involved. Because, of course, they're all allies together. Iran, China, Russia, and a whole host of other countries. Get ready for the African countries to join in on the side of Iran on behalf of Russia. Russia went down last winter and gave Africa just about everything they could ever have asked for, and opened up roads and gave them money and weapons and all that. Now he gonna come back and have Africa support him, and Africa's gonna support him with everything, every little bit that they got, which means more nations are going down into the Middle East. And I don't know if they're going to be able to come up out of this. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. And I don't know if y'all heard, but Turkey went into Syria and blocked the Israeli jets from coming into Syria. And they're saying now, these are rumors, but we'll find out as we go on whether they'll be true, because now it's being said that the Israelis are in the Ukraine, helping the Ukrainians fight the Russians. So everybody's getting into this. And on top of that, the Saudi Arabian air base went on high alert this morning. And this is not a rumor. This is firsthand news we received from the brothers. A brother in the school has a daughter at that base. And she called and said, we on high alert because of the possible imminent attack by the Iranians. Now, it didn't go down. We haven't heard it, but they went on alert, so it must have been some threat. That Middle East now, brother, is a powder cake. Another rumor that's out, which we'll see if it's true. He said that an unknown jet flew inside of Israel, dropped a bomb, and flew back out. And they can't identify what the jet is, who the jet is, how it got inside, how it got back out. Nobody knows who this jet belongs to. Pakistan also threatened Israel. Oh, it's becoming a real mess. So now that China has spoken out, you know who they speaking out against America. And America got a hell of a drone game, but so do China. And so does Russia. It's getting ready to get on. Go ahead.
Khan. Beijing voices grave concern over Israel's attacks, while analysts say future of conflict depends on how the U.S. and China intervene.
They're going to bring the U.S. and China in to try to quell it from going on, because the Israelis can't fight the Iranians by themselves. They have to have American weapons, or they got to drop a nuke on them. One of the two. So they got to go in there to try to negotiate to slow it down if the Lord allows them to. Go ahead. And this window right here is for us to wake up. That's what this window is for us to come together and wake up as many brothers and sisters as we can before this whole place starts to go to hell. Go ahead, Op.
Colonel McCann, sir. Says Beijing has voiced grave concerns over the potential fallout from the Israeli strikes on Iran and urged all sides to prevent from escalation.
Go ahead.
Colonel McCann, diplomatic observers also highlighted China's potential in coordinating with stakeholders and brokering a ceasefire. Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Zhen said on Friday that China has firmly opposed any violations of Iran's sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, as well as actions that escalate the tension.
Go ahead.
Colonel McCann, the sudden escalation in the region benefits no one, Lin said. China calls on all parties to take action conducive to promoting regional peace and stability while avoiding further deterioration of the situation.
It is. The Lord said it's going to happen. They trying to make it stop. Plain and simple. The Lord is bringing the action. They're trying to get the action stopped, but they can't do it. I yield. Anybody want to take it?
Sir.
Y'all good?
Come.
Yes, sir.
Next story.
Colonel McCann, sir. Colonel McCann. It says Benjamin Netanyahu tells ABC he's not ruling out taking out Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei.
The Ayatollah? Is that the Ayatollah or is man under it?
I think it's the head guy, sir.
That's it. Well, I think that's the Ayatollah Khomeini. I guess he got another name that they go by, I assume. Because if they go out and kill that old man, they're going to definitely have 75 million Iranians hating them like nothing they never seen before. That cat is beloved over there. He's beloved because he's the one that kicked out the Shah of Iran, the so-called puppet of the United States. And he kicked him out because, imagine that, their oil wells and all the wealth of their country was being sucked out of their country and going to the British and the U.S. This is how it works. This is no different than drug dealers on each corner. They ain't no different. They no different than drug groups. Only difference is they got laws to keep populations running. Ain't no righteousness in them. Okay, that's how fast you see them violate them laws and how much they willing to kill and harm each other. So all this is one gang, the Iranians, you understand, sitting there on their territory, but their territory being run by America and Great Britain, and they turned around and kicked out the previous president and took over the country. The secret groups like the CIA and stuff went back into the country and overthrew the guy that they put in charge. You know, started an insurrection among his people. They overthrew him. The people got upset and went back and came another time and overthrew them again. And that's when they started that whole Iranian revolution. And they put the Ayatollah Khomeini in charge. And they've been running that country and running their own oil ever since, which is driving the other countries crazy. Go ahead, Up.
Good. General Kabal Mop in the comments said, Salaki, sir, we'd like to hear more on our plans to mobilize in a few cities.
Those plans should be being passed down now. I already gave Captain Makad Abarayam all the plans that we need for now. And he has those plans. Those will be distributed either in council or by one-on-one by him to each camp. We don't need to publicize everything we're doing, but know that we are helping our own, you know what I mean? And all our ideas. So I understand what Q's talking about, but we already had discussions on that. All the captains of all the camps been given their orders. All camps know what they need to have done, and they know what times these things need to be done. Everybody else, you should follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. and follow your camp leader, and he'll pass down any instructions that you need to get. But basically, like I said last week, we're already ready. You might not think you're ready, but you are already ready. And you're ready in more ways than you know. Some things that you're doing in the work of the Lord have prepared you for some very heavy days, and you don't even know it. But you're going to find out about it because it has to be revealed to you eventually. But not now. Right now, everybody should just, have some preparation for the things that may happen, like the lights going out, or like a cyber attack where the banks shut down, or where the welfare go bad. Those are the things you should worry about for now. Water, the water go down. You need a little water in the house. You know what I mean? Get you 5 cases of water, put them in the house or more. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's all we need to be doing right now. You know what I mean? But in the near future, there'll be a whole lot to do because they're going to turn on the American people, so-called American people. They're going to turn on them. And we'll be bringing out more and more and more. And the Lord is with us, man, like you've never seen before. He's totally with us, and I sleep good at night. Sleep too much at night. I'll be having to wake up, turn the news on to catch up on what's going on. Because I'm so unconcerned, because I know that the Most High have done so much to build this nation up and so much to put us in the position to carry out what we need to carry out. The big question is, can you handle the weight when it comes? Because these people are coming. Trust me when I tell you, it don't look like it right now, but the people are getting ready to need leadership like you've never seen before. Okay. And the Most High is giving you everything that you need so that you could be that leadership. All right?
Okay. And if I may, General.
Please, General.
And if you're not in this school, if you're trying to be one of them elect, you understand the scriptures say, make your election sure. You better come on in here and lace up your boots. You understand? Put that war scarf on, put that garment on, and get up in here with us. I see a lot of people supporting us, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You're learning, you're watching, but I'm seeing a lot of slave names. Come on in here and lock in, man. Earn your Hebrew name. Get up in here so when things do get hot, because it's going to get hot. It's going to get hot. That's money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? That's, you can count on that. It's going to get hot, but when it get hot, you better be locked in to get your orders. You understand? I yield, sir.
If I could read one scripture on it, yeah, man. So many good ones right here. I'm gonna do 146:5 on down if y'all don't mind. Y'all can jump in anytime y'all ready. All right, that's a good point you brought up, General Mayat. Like, now's the time. It's time to be sober-minded now. It's time to come into the work of the Lord. It's time to get serious. If you've been on the sidelines, no problem. Just get your act together. Come on in. Lay up your folly ground is what the Lord said through the prophets. Lay up that ground that you laying. There's things that you shouldn't be doing. Lay those things up, man. You know what I mean? And now start to walk right with the Most High. Start to really purify what it is you're doing. Remember, the Most High sees all things. Go ahead and read that, man. 146:5.
Come, sir. Psalms 146:5. Happy is he that hath the God of Jacob for his help.
See that? In this time, you're going to be a happy man if you got the God of Jacob for your help. You're going to be very, very happy that you know and understand what you're learning. Let me tell you something. Our big celebrities are watching this radio show. Big celebrities. People from all over in the Black and Latino community are watching this show, and others like it from the I.S.U.P.K. because they know the times as well. They see it coming. They see their rich friends spending millions of dollars on bunkers all over the world. So they know that their friends know things that the rest of the public does not know. And as they're watching them, they start to realize, I better start getting sober-minded also. And they starting to listen to the truth. Let's read on. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Whose hope is in the Lord his God.
Right. Your hope got to be in the Lord power, the Most High. That's where your hope got to be. Your hope and your faith. It's got to be in him. You got to, this is the hardest task. The other nations can't do this. Only we could do this. We're the only nation that can believe in the invisible power and carry out his will right here in the earth on to the end. And we fail many a times in doing it, but we're the only ones that can even do it. Everybody else got to go build them a statue, a rock, a cross, or something, or find a man and turn him into a god. Nobody else can believe in the invisible God. And if I get a chance, I know we got other scriptures to bring in, but I won't bring in the scripture on the ant, because the ant scripture is the one to have these days. But anyway, we come back to it. Read.
A
couple more of these. I get up off it, y'all.
Verse 6, which made heaven and earth.
Go ahead.
The sea and all therein is.
Right. This place is not just random. This place is run by the Most High. He made the sea. He stops the sea at the end of the ocean. Now, everybody's in here trying to do what they ought not to be doing and is making it look like this is a free-for-all place of chaos. It is not. We are on a timeline to the end of this world and the beginning of the world that comes after. And the biblical prophecies in the Bible have been saying it for 5,000 years. Everybody has ignored that blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are the people that this Bible has been talking about. Now's the time to step up and stand with the Most High, regardless of what somebody else is saying. We served your white God. We served your Arab God. We served your Chinese God. We serve your demigods. We serve your statues and stones and crystals and voodoo and all your gods. We did it all in our ignorance. All of it failed us, even to this time, to the end. Well, guess what? Now we serve the nigger God. That's who we serve now. Yahweh is his name. And brother, we stand on that and watch the Most High work on your behalf. Read on. Tell them where you at.
Khan, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 146 and verse 6 in the end, which keepeth truth forever.
He keepeth the truth forever, meaning he laid out this prophecy and told us in the Bible and the world, according to these scriptures, what the world was going to be, how it was going to play out. What is the end results that the Lord wants? What are those end results? Christ in charge of the earth, and blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, West Indians, and so forth are all going to rule in the kingdom of heaven. That's the plan he laid out, and many nations came up against it. Many nations had their will, especially when they caught us when we broke them laws. But guess what? That time is over now. They got to deal with it now. That time is up. Okay? Go ahead.
Khan, sir.
So that truth will be kept forever. Go ahead.
Khan, sir, verse 7, which executed judgment for the oppressed, which giveth.
Read that again.
Khan,
People
sir.
don't understand this. They think things just go as normal. We spent 430 years in Egypt. But brother, 430th year, we saw the Most High do what nobody expected him to do, to go get the poor. Go ahead.
Khan, sir.
Real quick.
Khan, which executed judgment for the oppressed, which giveth food to the hungry. The Lord looseth the prisoners.
That's right. This is the day that you living in now. Put your head up high, man. You living in a day where you getting ready, where the prisoner is about to get released from the whole entire kingdom while this kingdom falls. Go ahead.
Khan, sir, verse 8. The Lord opened up the eyes of the blind.
That's where you're dealing with now. Like Q brought up the question, what are we to do going forward? Your eyes are being opened. And let me tell you, man, something, man. This is a little bit halfway personal with me. People disparaged us for years about putting this truth out. What y'all niggas doing? Y'all standing on the corner. You not doing nothing. We got this group and that group, and we doing this program and that program. But we stuck with the Most High in Christ. And let me tell you something else. Because we stuck with the Most High, guess what we did? We raised up men. And guess what them men did? They raised up women. And they had them women teach them children. And now brothers and sisters is standing on their feet. You got niggas out here trying to talk about we going to open a school. We're going to open a school. You're going to open a school for children. You done forgot the parents that's over these children. How you going to go teach the children and you ain't teaching the parents? Right or wrong, Myron? Right or wrong, huh? Maya, you're gonna teach the children and the hell with the parents. They too difficult to teach. They too old to teach. Nah, they're the Lord's chosen people. We started from the head of the household and worked our way down And Brother Israel have done a magnificent job with it. You need to come into UPK and see for yourself. Go ahead.
Sir. Wakan. The Lord raiseth them that are bowed down.
Right. You've been bowed down in this kingdom. And they trying to bow you down again. That's why it's dumb as hell. I'll leave that alone till we get to the story. But you've been bowed down. But the Lord gonna raise you up. Come on, 2 more real quick.
Wakan, sir. The Lord loveth the righteous. The Lord preserveth the strangers. He have revealed the fatherless and widow.
That's right. He gonna take all that off of you, man. The fatherless and the widow. And you've been fatherless. You done followed every other god in this earth. Gave so much praise and recognition to these gods, especially that white Jesus. That white Jesus, boy, he's still reigning supreme in the black community. He still gets 350,000 abortions behind him every year. That white Jesus, he commands power in the Negro community, the Latino community, the West Indian, especially the West Indian community. Oh my God. He reigns full in the tribe of Issachar. That white Jesus reigns supreme. 350,000 abortions just in the U.S. Now, more in the other tribes. Okay? Outside the U.S. All the killing and torturing and murdering, the hatred of one another, all of that. He reigns supreme. I ain't never met a more violent, vile human being than Christians, man. And big shout out to Cat Williams. And we give up one for Cat. Y'all heard about it? Cat Williams, brother, we got up on one of those podcasts, one of them shows. And brother, he went in on Joel Osteen. You got to see the tape. I mean, he tore that boy out the frame. He broke down every evil thing this cat did, and especially went into what he said, what he did to the brothers and sisters in Houston, and quoted scriptures on it. Pulled scriptures on that rotten ass bastard. Like Christianity, man, that had power over blacks and Latinos like you've never seen before. Okay, let me finish 8. You dying? I'm gonna get off it. Let the brothers do their thing. 9 rather.
Khan, sir. But the way of the wicked he turneth upside down.
You see that? The way of the wicked goes one way. He turns it upside down. And that's the time we living in now. Thanks be to the Most High. Okay, I yield. I'm done. Damn right. Oh, sign crap. But yeah, he went in on them. And now's the time for them celebrities to do that. Like what he did was right. He used his platform and his power, and he went in on this cat. This cat black women been making this cat rich for years. You know what I'm saying? And finally, somebody who had a big enough voice got up and told everybody what a rotten piece of garbage this cat is, man. Okay? I yield. That's it on that story, y'all. Let's move on. Keep going. You can leave out the ones we left out if they still on that list. We just go with the ones we went.
What we know about the attack on the 2 Minnesota lawmakers.
No, I don't need it. What? Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Khan. On Saturday, 2 state lawmakers from Minnesota were gunned down in their homes in what Governor Tim Walz called a political motivated assassination attempt. The attacks left one politician dead and the other seriously injured. Police are hunting for a suspect, Vance Luther Bolton, who remained at large on Sunday night. The attack drew condemnation from across the political spectrum. Donald Trump said in a statement that such a horrific violence will not be tolerated. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, a Minnesota Democrat, called the attack on everything we stand for as a democracy. State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were shot and killed in their homes, the governor said. She had served in the Minnesota House of Representatives for 20 years and the Speaker of the Chamber from 2019 to 2025. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, were shot multiple times and injured but survived. They had surgery. Both lawmakers are Democrats.
Now, if I could, y'all want to jump in? I just was going to just say one small thing. That something is fishy here. Because why aren't they bringing out more of the story on this killer? This guy just killed a state senator. And they don't, no background, no discussion of the family. I can almost guarantee that piece of garbage is upset over losing some money. You know what I mean? Some money of his or something like that. I doubt it strongly that he's upset just over Democratic policies. The Democrats lost. So what the hell is he worrying about them for? Like them Democrats probably voted out some money that was coming to him. And who knows? That's just my little take on it. I'm done. Y'all, please.
Oh, there's an update on the story, sir.
Oh, please.
They caught him today.
Yeah, they got him.
The story said he's on the run.
Right. Oh, I got you. Okay.
But he caught him today in some field over there in Minnesota.
And
they caught him. They caught him in some field in Minnesota today. They arrested him. He was unmolested. He was not
right. Go ahead.
He did not get shot. He attempted to murder 4 people. He murdered 2 people. They found him in a field today. He got in at least 2 shootouts with law enforcement officers. And they arrested him in this field today like you pick up a baby out of his crib. He was completely unharmed, which of course is still shocking those in the Black community and Hispanic community that do not understand the abhorrent cruelty of an unarmed Black person when it comes to an armed white person. A white person who was actually armed. A white person who was actually murdered 2 people and had a shootout with the police officers yesterday. They arrested him today with guns. He was armed.
He was armed.
He was armed when they arrested him. And they, of course, didn't harm a hair on his head, which shows you something about law enforcement. They have the ability to check themselves in their anger.
Yes, they do.
So many times, they tell you, we had to make a split decision. We had to make a split decision in the middle of this arrest. We had to arrest him this way because law enforcement officers, their lives are in danger. So we give them mercy when a cop shoots an unarmed Black person thinking he was afraid that the man might have a gun.
Right.
Well, watch a cop arrest a white man with a gun, and he's going to treat him with great restraint, with great mercy, with great professionalism. I looked at this video. There was some professionals on that video, Haas. Professionals, not angry white men screaming and lunatics over, does he have a gun? Put the gun down. No, none of that. He was in a field. They picked him up like a customer. They treated him with professionalism. They arrested him. They searched him. They asked him questions. Do you have anything else on you? Talking to him. Put him in the car.
They just found his car full of guns.
Yeah, and they got in a shootout before he left that car. Yes, he left that car because he got in a shootout with them. Yes. And had to run on foot. When they arrested him like a person in a bank seeing a teller. Put him in the cop car. He didn't bump his head on that hood like they used to love to do. They escorted him in the car, took him to jail to await a judge's decision. I hear you. I mean, that's a professional arrest. The problem is a 6-year-old Black boy doesn't get the same professionalism.
That's right.
An unarmed Black man gets treated like you're arresting an animal who might kill you at any moment. So you have to shoot him before you find out if he's armed. Well, once again, this says something about police that might free you from your mind of, they're making a split decision. They're putting their lives at danger. They're not. There is cruelty that America has, that Great Britain has, that France has, that's reserved for Blacks and Hispanics. That's right. That they don't give to anyone else. A cruelty like you save something and you don't give it out to someone else. They're saving their anger for us. They're saving it like you saved something precious. They won't give it to a white man who just murdered a congresswoman. Yeah. No. Which means, you know what that means? This man killed a congresswoman and her husband, shot another congresswoman and his wife. And when they arrested him, they were not angry enough to kill him, which means They hate blacks and Hispanics more than they love America.
Yeah.
They don't love their congressman, because if they loved their congressman, they would have just shot him because he's dangerous. He killed 2 people. We can't take any risks. Right. They don't love America, but they hate blacks people. They hate Hispanics. They hate Latinos, and they save their cruelty for us. Yeah. They save it. It's precious to them, and they only give it to us. So, like you said.
You're right. Go ahead.
That's I was so happy when I got out the job and the Lord saw fit. I couldn't go back no more. And I was getting phone calls from the DA's office to come to court for all the rest I had. I thank the Lord that 2 things happened with me. One, I never took a life. Damn and the life I was going to take was going to be one of my own kind. And that's what I was encountering, right?
Damn right.
I always, the class we had in class, my brotherhood, I always thought twice before I put my finger on that trigger. Bullet come out, you can't call it back. So you know what? I'm not going to always go for the trigger. Mm-hmm. Couple instances. Mm-hmm. So I thank the Lord I never took a life of one of my own. And the brothers who got a second chance because I didn't go to court, I pray they took advantage of it. Because I had a lot of cases. They got to the point to where the DA started calling me personally. They didn't call the job no more. They started calling me like, yo, you need to come to court. You got this case, that case. I said, listen, my lawyer's name is so-and-so. You call him. Mm-hmm. You got to deal with him. You can't call me directly no more because I'm not on that job no more.
There you go.
Because of what happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I thank the Lord because of that.
Damn, give him a hand.
You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all something. The reason why that happened with me was because I ran into some men. And damn 7-Eleven. That was Commander Junior YAHANNA, General Hyman, General Yacht. And from there, classes. From classes, teaching, street speakings, the whole 9. That changed my life. It took me from out of that world of the blue everything to now the truth and brothers and have mercy on your brothers. Yeah. The same way they had mercy on this cat right here, I was having mercy on. And listen, you know what's crazy, General? Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it. And a lot of you cops out there, y'all know it. A lot of cats in the military, you know it. A lot of you are afraid because you spend so much time in it. You know, when you start giving your people breaks, they look at you different. I got pulled to the office a couple of times because my numbers went down. You understand? Now, I was still getting part 1s. You know what I mean? Getting guns and felonies, getting guns and drugs. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't stopping every car. I wasn't towing cars. I wasn't doing a bunch of things. I wasn't messing with people. I stopped almost all that. Man, y'all get out of here. Go. I got pulled in the office specifically and said, your numbers are down. What's going on? But that happened. You understand? That happened to me a couple of times. So I thank the Lord for what he did, man. And y'all out there, the reason why I say it is because you can come out of that world and you can change. Yeah. You ain't got to follow what they say follow. You ain't got to be down with the status quo. You can live a different life. Even if you decide to stay on that job, do things the right way. The right and honest way. You understand? Because guess what? They doing it for their own kind. Without a doubt. What you do for yours.
And if I could, and they're going to try to get rid of you on them jobs now for sure. For sure, they got to get rid of black cops because of how heinous they want to come down on blacks and Latinos. Yeah. So it was a blessing the Lord got you out early because you did a whole lot of work in here that could have been done that you could have wasted time doing out there. You know what I mean? Instead, you actually got it done in here. Brakatha Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And the same, and the same with the future. You brothers that's out there that's in law enforcement, you know what I mean? Don't think you got to stay in law enforcement to stay safe. Come up out of that, man. Come up out of that, man. If you feel the vibe to get up out of there, come up out of there and start to walk in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, because they're going to put the pressure. There was pressure. Get me right on this. There was plenty of pressure on black cops, even when it was nothing going on out here. Mm-hmm. When the Democrats was running everything and all that, black cops was still being pressured by the white establishment of the police force, trying to put pressure on them and lower them. You understand? And not make them equal or rise them up. They had to have affirmative action to get black police officers to get the same position that white police officers got. So they tell you working in a straight up racist operation, even though you trying to be a cop, you working under a whole racist organization. You was gonna say something?
No, I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? Under a whole racist organization. So, but now is the time to put that time in this nation. Get the brainwashing out your mind that you cannot help your nation, that you can't build your nation, that you can't secure your nation. I'm gonna hit you with something. That brainwashing is gonna allow you to allow your own nation to be destroyed. You're going to sit on the sidelines and say ain't nothing we can do, or we got to step back, and that's going to get black people killed, Latinos, Native Indians killed. You have to get in it. You're supposed to get in it like it's your obligation. Like if I don't get in it, you know, people are not going to get the help that they're supposed to get because I didn't do my part. White people do that for themselves all the time. But us, we don't have that spirit yet. We getting a little bit of it, but we haven't gotten it where it's supposed to be, where it's got to become our obligation. And them prophets back then, it was their obligation. They didn't even want to, Jonah didn't want to go talk to nobody. You understand? When they came to see John in the wilderness, John said, "Who the hell sent you out here?" John cursed them out like, "What you doing here? Who sent you here? Like who woke you up to the truth?" He didn't even want them in the truth. He wanted to leave them out there. And that's the pain of how wicked we become against ourselves. You got to fight them forces, man, and come up in here and be a part of your people. I yield.
Can I say one thing, sir?
And if I can,
sorry, please.
I was just gonna say, just with General Haas, it's a beautiful thing, man, to hear your stories and other police officers just listening to us, and you military brothers and sisters just listening to us. You know you ain't no fit. You like a black sheep in there, and you know it. You see everything that's going on. You feel out of order. Listen, the Lord said, "I formed thee from the womb to raise up the tribes of Jacob." General Hazayan, the Lord knew him in the womb of his mama. The Lord knew him. So, of course, he joined in that system and see the evil that they're doing, and he just don't fit. And he know it. And a lot of you know you don't fit in these arenas. It's my job. I got to do it. It's my job. But you know it don't fit in your spirit, man. This ain't right for you. And General Haas came on through and said, I'm gonna give my energy and my war spirit to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And not the oppressor. And all of you should do that, man. All of you should do that. It's time. It's high time to awake out of sleep, man. You don't want to be caught in these streets when things hit the fan. Then you go looking where them brothers at. Who knows where we gonna be? You better lock in now. So lock it, General Muhammad.
If I could, what you're saying is so heavy as well, Mayak. And I can't wait, like Commander General YAHANNA was saying earlier, I can't wait for them to reveal what this man's answers were to questioning.
Yeah.
Because he did something that I would love to understand why he did this. Sir, about 3 weeks ago, the White House press secretary was in a briefing and Donald Trump was at the podium. And a black Capitol police officer stood next to her. He stood next to her while they're behind Donald Trump. And she signaled for someone to move him. This is all over the internet. Anyone can find this. It's on camera where she's standing next to this black police officer, and she said, and he said, he looked up and someone pointed at him and told him to move. And he moved away from her and got off camera. It was on the news every day that she made this man move because she did not want to stand next to a black cop. Yesterday, a white man who wanted to impersonate a cop and wanted a congressman to open the door for him. He went out and got a mask. Well, you know what I wonder? Why didn't he get a black mask?
Right.
Like, meaning, if I'm wearing a mask to disguise myself, like me as a black person, if I wanted to disguise myself, I would get a white mask. It just seems logical to me. Like, I don't want them to know who I am.
Right.
I want to commit a heinous crime.
Right.
So I would get a white mask. A white man went and got a white mask. He got one of those realistic face masks of another white man's face.
Yeah.
When they ask him why did he choose that mask, I believe he's going to say that he knew she would not have opened the door to a black cop.
That's right.
That he knew that if he was going to get in this door, he couldn't look like a black cop. Because otherwise, if you're going to get a mask that's the face of another person
trying to get in somewhere,
I would get a face that looks nothing like mine. I don't, you get my point, sir? Like, I would get a Chinese mask.
Yes.
I wouldn't get a mask that looks just like me.
Right.
I don't. Now, I got to ask him, because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But I believe I know the answer.
Yes.
That he knew if I'm going to impersonate a cop that they're going to open the door for,
yes,
I better be a white cop.
God.
And now here we go. You're going to see things like that where people are not going to trust that white face in a second.
That's right.
Brock is like, how long? I mean, that's all I got to say.
Let me just answer Pilot J, y'all. Pilot J, I think it's Pilot J. Pilot J, you said y'all advising anyone to quit their jobs, whether they work in law enforcement or not, is so dumb. Your listening comprehension, Jay, is really, really bad. Because I didn't say for anyone to quit their job. What I said was, if you in law enforcement, you should get another job. I didn't say you should just quit your job and now have no job. And let me tell you something else too. I feel sorry for black people for this reason. We have been a slave so long, and we are so afraid to not have a job. We so afraid to walk away from a job. Like, when the days when I did get a job, I got the job knowing this is going to be over. If it lasts 6 months, a year, black people getting fired. Now, listen, these companies are going to fire you wholesale. We got a story coming up where, was it a story or did a brother, I think, matter of fact, so much stories coming in. A brother in Chicago, one of the officers in Chicago, works for a company, manufactures things. The company told him, because he got a little position, told him, in the next few days, we're going to fire all of the Haitian staff in this company because of Donald Trump's executive order. They're going to fire all the Haitians. They got hundreds of Haitians working for them. They're going to fire all the Haitians. I got bad news for you. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. Black people are going to get fired wholesale like that too. They fired 120,000 people in Washington, D.C. when Elon Musk was going through there. You know how many people that is in little Washington, D.C.? 120,000. I had brothers calling me saying, listen, man, I might get clipped. They doing this and they doing that and they doing this. And brothers was like, it was all over D.C. They were firing people. If you too scared to get fired, you better get your head right now, because you going to get fired in many cases. You are being evicted from America. You need to recognize that. You are being evicted. That's what's going on. Donald Trump is erasing Black America from the record and from everything else. And if I could add to what Muhammad was bringing out, part of the reason, General, that she moved that black cat, part of it was her own racism. But one major reason she did it is because with the way the Trump administration is going, they can't have a black face behind them. Remember, they trying to get the black out. Right or wrong. Right. They want the black out. They can't have him giving a speech and there's a black person behind him, because his whole policy is about getting rid of blacks. Right. Taking them out the military, taking them off of the websites, wiping out the historical books on blacks. You can't see the writing on the wall. You being evicted. That's what's going on. And then here's the worst part. It's going to be a Holocaust, because after these jobs get lost, guess what's coming next? Now you can't pay your mortgages. So now them houses and mortgages all go into default. All that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac mortgages, they going in default because you ain't gonna be able to pay the mortgage. So that's gonna be the next wave. And then the next wave and the next wave, and it'll go on and on and on, brother, until there's nothing left. It's what the Egyptians did to us by telling us we had to make brick without straw. Like, as they get in more danger and we rise to higher heights, they have to come up with ways to cut us off. I would never tell anybody to not have a job unless you have a way to either make money or you in here working with me directly, and we in here, which we taking care of every single brother we can in this school. Every single one. Big shout out to Ahmad Yashar doing what he do. You understand? He worked like a trooper, a super duper on all that stuff with that money and all of them, moving that stuff the right way. Like, that's what we do, Jay. I'm not telling you to just quit your job. I'm telling you losing your job. I'm telling you that as you get into being in this job, you about to see more racism in the law enforcement agencies. And some of it will be turned on you. If you grew up in New York City with me, you would remember the days of how many black cops you got shot in New York City. You know how many black cops got shot in New York City in the subway? Tons of them. It was so bad that the cops had to have wristbands. Undercover cops in New York had wristbands. They had a whole host of wristbands that they issued to the cops. And and what they did was they would call in every morning before they go to work, and the station would tell them the color of the day. The color of the day is green. The color of the day is orange. The color of the day is pink. They would have to pull that armband on and put it on their arm. And that was the only way for the other white cops to know that this cat was an undercover, because they were shooting black people so much. They were shooting the black undercover cops to where black cops didn't even want to be undercover because they was going to get shot all the time. So they came out with the color-coded band. And then they had to abandon that because, of course, somebody started selling them out and all the criminals started finding out what the color was. And so they start getting the bands, and now they wearing the bands and they the criminal. It was a mess. So wake up. Nobody telling you to go quit your job. Y'all love to try to put them labels on us. Like we, some kind of group that wants to just wipe you out and make you run around eating gruel and not holding a job and living with no electricity. No, man, we ain't telling you that. Go get all of the money you can get. You know what I mean? If the Lord allow and is lawful and right, and pay your goddamn tithes. You think we don't want your tithes? We want your damn tithes so we can help more people. You understand? We're not telling you to do that. Don't put that label on us, huh? You understand? We don't move that way. You know what I mean? And we got the best infrastructure you ever saw. You wouldn't know unless you in here. We got the best infrastructure. We take a man, brother, from homeless with nothing and make him a prince up in this work of the Lord.
That's right, sir.
Many of these cats that's in here, including myself, started from some of the most humble beginnings in this place and sitting high as they could be with honor and self-respect and dignity, man, and raising up families and wives and children and brothers in here doing all that. So don't put that on us, man. I'm going to let you go with that because I'm going to block your ass next time.
Can I say one thing? If you don't mind, sir. Can I say one thing? If I could, sir. Pilot J out there, he knows damn well you didn't say that.
Exactly.
But he's filtering what you say through his own personal fear. He's scared. Let me tell you, at the service of Command and General YAHANNA, I've counseled engineers, nurses and doctors, lawyers, police officers, and people in the white man's military. And do you know what all of them have in common, sir? Every last one of them, as they're working those jobs, are always looking for a better job. There is no one that works a job. I counseled an attorney, accountant. You know what an accountant is doing in the UPK? Going to work for 8 hours, and then they're on, what's that website professionals go on? Indeed and what's the one? LinkedIn. They sitting on LinkedIn as they home after they done work 8 hours at the law firm. They trying to work at a better law firm. They trying to make more money. What is a lawyer, a nurse practitioner doing in here? Working 8 hours, giving prescriptions, and then on LinkedIn finding a recruiter. Everyone on a job is looking for a better job. Pilot J. Everyone, who the hell is not? Who the hell is working any job expecting to never get laid off? You think these police officers should go to work being a cop expecting that they will never get fired? You're a fool. Let me tell you who Pilot J is. He's the one that snitches on you at work. That's Pilot J, y'all. I'm telling you. You ever see them black people that work there? You wonder who the hell snitched on your time. Who the hell told you went on break early? Pilot J. Pilot J is snitching. Why? Because Pilot J is not looking for a better job. He's just trying to hold on to the one he has. And he is never any professional, an Uber driver, a construction worker, is always looking for a better job. Who the hell is not?
Who's not? Who's not looking for another side hustle, another way to get a few dollars?
If you give me a doctor, they're like, damn, John Hopkins just ain't paying my student loan off.
Right.
Like they should be.
Right.
Let me see what Presbyterian is doing for doctors.
Boom.
There is no one that is sitting on a job, sitting on their laurels like, I'll never lose this job.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, you better get ready to get fired.
That's it.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
Listen.
Because you're going to get fired
Yes.
if you're a doctor, lawyer, construction worker, cop, or in the military.
Yeah.
What do you think people do in the white man's military? After 3 years, they're put out on the street.
That's right.
They don't have anything.
That's right.
They live under a bridge because
Yeah.
this job is over now. You were a Marine.
Right.
You were in the Air Force. In 3 years, you sitting up there looking like, what the hell am I going to do with my life? I got nothing. All I know how to do is kill people.
Right.
Now I'm sitting home and I need a job.
That's right.
You should always be looking for a job, Pilot J. Stop snitching on people on your job, Pilot J. Stop lying, going to the supervisor and snitching on everybody getting fired because you in the supervisor's ear every day. So-and-so clocked out early. So-and-so took a long lunch break. Don't worry about keeping your job. Get a better one.
Right.
Salakia, sir.
And then he go to his coworkers. He go to his coworkers like, who's snitching? Who's snitching?
Pilot J, man, you know who told everybody that I stole that paper from the copy room? I don't know what you talking about.
Good. I think you just coined the term for all snitches. Pilot J. You're Pilot J. Oh, man. Yo, man, he called them. Y'all said, Pilot J, land your plane.
You see this line he said here, sir? Pilot J said, I agree with y'all, but we have no infrastructure. Let me tell you if I could, sir, about that. I've heard that, of course.
Somebody turn the L.
I'm sorry.
Slocky, go ahead.
I've heard that as long as I've been learning under you. We
most
don't have an economic plan. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Umar Johnson, we don't have an economic plan. We don't have an infrastructure. Can you imagine being a black Christian in America and still saying you have no infrastructure? When you go to a church that is as tall as a goddamn mountain, doors as big, 5 and 6 offerings,
ATM machines in the lobby.
ATM machines in the lobby. The preacher has a $5,000 suit. The preacher has a jet. And then you go to work every day going, I wish we had a black infrastructure. I wish black people had an economic plan. The economic plan is in the church.
Right.
There's the economic plan.
That's your bank.
It's buying a jet. It's buying a Rolls Royce every year. Black people constantly with this economic plan, while drug dealers and preachers have jets and Rolls Royces.
And can I add? So I don't want to cut it.
That's all I got to say.
But what I'd like to know is how it is you trying to reconcile a economic plan when you sniffing all the money up in church in the back room.
Yeah.
Like you're the one, Jay. Stop messing up the economic plan. Stop the weed. Stop all that. And then
we have some money.
We'll have a few dollars. You know what I mean? Maybe we might have an extra dollar or two.
Sir, I've never heard a drug dealer say, I wish I could sell drugs to black people. Too bad they don't have an economic plan.
Right.
I've never heard a drug dealer say, damn, I would love to sell drugs to Hispanics, but we ain't got no economic base.
Right.
Somehow we find the money, don't
Yes.
we? I've never heard a preacher. I've never heard Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes say, I would love to take a $200,000 offering, but black people don't have an economic base, so I can't ask for $3 million.
Right.
Because we always have enough money for churches.
For wickedness.
Always have enough money for wickedness, for drugs, for marijuana, for coke, for the preacher to buy a Rolls Royce. But when it comes down to, can I find a better job? No, we don't have an economic plan.
Ain't no strip clubs going out of business.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Ain't no strip club. Yeah. When last you heard so-and-so strip club was shut down today due to lack of patronage? No, strip clubs stay open 20 years. We ain't running out of, I don't see no liquor stores closing.
No, sir.
I came to Philly in 1991. That was my first year coming here to do work in Philadelphia. And the same liquor stores that was open in 1991 are open today, right now. So what the hell economic plan we need We need a moral plan.
Right.
That solves all the other plans.
That's
Come
right,
on,
sir.
Murat,
That's
please.
the whole thing.
Please, Murat.
Slocky, sir. Pilot J don't want them strippers to quit their job. You can't let that happen.
That's a good one.
God. Damn right. You know, man. So start trying to think outside the box. Somebody turn the air on. Let's start thinking outside the
Okay,
Oh,
make it colder.
Oh, I got you. Right. The water too, Akim. If we got to start thinking outside the box. And once again, this is why faith is important. Yeah. This is why trusting in the Lord is important, because you can't see it. Now I want the scripture on the ant, if I could. Because this is why you got to trust in the Most High, because you trying to do things the way society tell you to do it, or the way it is in your mind, or how you think it should happen, is going to end in a disaster. It has to be done the way the Lord said. I got the Cat Williams tape. Yediah pulled it up. We're going to pull it up in a minute. I'm going to just get the scripture first, but we're going to go into the Cat Williams because what he did was bold as hell. All right. Condom, y'all, is too much. Pilot Joe, warning. Pilot J, warning. You've entered a no-fly zone. I don't know why Pilot Joe, I think, is his real name.
I'll take it like that.
He lied about the name.
No problem.
I don't think he's a J.
You think that's Joe?
Yeah, that J is to sound black. He's a Joe. That's Pilot Joe.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. God, come on, give it to me. You got it. The one where it says, "Go about thou sluggard." Look up the word sluggard.
go ahead.
You got it. Okay, to what?
Khan, sir. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
Right. Go to the ant, because listen, let me tell you something. Ultimately, you needing what the slave master is offering is really you being a sluggard. You're not willing to do the hard work to help yourself. And you know what the proof is? You won't do the hard work to get your people to support your own businesses. But I don't see no Chinese restaurants shutting down. Do you?
No.
I ain't go to my favorite Chinese restaurant. Oh, they shut down. Yo, what happened? Never. Some of them in there selling dog food, and they still open today.
That's right.
Okay, violation after violation after violation from the city and the code and LNI and all of that. They still open. Okay, go ahead, Op.
Consider her ways and be wise.
Right, consider her ways and be wise. Learn something from this animal. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 7. Which having no God, overseer, or ruler.
They got no God, no overseer, nobody ruling over them. But they survive. Here's how they do it. Read.
Khan, verse 8. Provideth her meat in the summer.
Go ahead.
Khan, and gathereth her food in the harvest.
So she don't sit up there and wait for some preacher or some white man or some fake religion to tell her to survive. Like Muhammad said, everybody's on Indeed looking for a better job. Everybody does that. So the Lord is saying, take a look at this ant. They prepare their food in the right time. You should be preparing your nation the same way. This ain't just talking about food. This is talking about raising our children. This is talking about building our brotherhood. This is talking about taking every evil thing that has infiltrated us as a people and building upon executing it out of our people. If it's gun violence, really do the work to end the gun violence. If it's prostitution or hoeing, really do the work to end it. Instead of sitting back saying it can't be done. It can't be done. We don't never come together. I can't stand hearing that no more, because the Lord then already showed me the proof that you can come together, that you can win this battle. Okay? That's what it means when you do that. Go ahead, Op.
Khan, sir. Verse 9. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard?
Right. How long you going to sleep? How long you going to be slack? How long before you say, yo, I got to help mine. I got to help my people. Go ahead.
Khan. When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep?
That's right. When you going to come up out your sleep of all these religions and all the things that they giving you to put you to sleep. And I can't stand to hear somebody talking about, well, I got to go for self, or I can't help nobody unless I help myself. You cannot help yourself if you can't help nobody else. Right. I'm gonna hit you with something. You backwards. You cannot help you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot help yourself if you cannot help somebody else. Because damn right. Because what you gonna gather for yourself, everybody gonna take. Because you didn't gather for them. But when you gather for them, they're gonna make sure that you eat too. And that's the problem with this. This place is backwards. Christ set the record right. Christ said the nation, the leaders of I'm paraphrasing, the leaders of the heathen exercise lordship. You understand? In other words, they get the best of everything while the little people starve. But Christ said, it shall not be that way with you. He said, the greatest of you, let him be your servant. We're building this nation in a different way than the white man's way of building this nation. We build this nation by building it from the bottom. Christ went to the poor. He didn't go try to get into the halls of the rich and the wealthy and the power. He didn't go see Herod. He never even spoke to Herod. Herod knew about him, though, because he went to the poor and he raised the poor up, and they raised their families up, and they raised this nation up. And Christ was covered the whole time he was here.
You got to read this last one he just said.
Okay, come on. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Hear what you just said just now? When you just said, you gave the truth about helping yourself. Who should be helped first?
Oh, my God.
Here's Pilot J. Pilot J says, yes, I've been a pilot for 13 years. Have a good night. Help yourself first. Helping others before yourself is for a fool.
There you go. Let's read what Christ said about it. Can you hold that and give me what Christ said? The same scripture I just quoted. The heathens exercise lordship. Just to clarify that. That's sad, Pilot Joe. I'm calling Pilot Joe. Okay. That's sad, Pilot Joe. You know what I mean? 13 years. I hope you took care of the mechanic. You know what I'm saying? I hope he took care of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come. Luke chapter 22 and verse 25. Right. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
That's how the kings of the Gentiles work. They sit in power over the top. See, Donald Trump, he want a parade. The kings, the other nations raise up vain men to rule over them. Men who really want to be a god and forget that they in a body of a flesh. But they want to be a god. And all throughout history, it's been that way. All them empires, their leaders thought they were gods because they had this power. When Christ said, nuh-uh, we ain't building our nation that way. And brother, I rides with Christ because he knows what he's doing. This nation, we walk with him. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. And they that exercise authority upon them are called the benefactors.
They're called the benefactors because they receive the benefit of everything that the people under them produce. You good? They receive the benefits of everything that the people under them produce. Come on.
Khan, verse 26. But ye shall not be so.
You ain't going to be that way. You ain't going to exercise lordship. Go ahead.
Khan.
You ain't going to get all the benefits. Go ahead.
Khan. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger.
Let him be as the younger. Let him be the guy helping everybody. Let him be the guys that are to be in charge. Let them be like those servants of those lords that's in power in the other nations. Let them be like a menial worker. That's how he's supposed to be. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. And he that is chief, as he that doeth serve.
He that is chief, let him be as he that serve. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 27. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat or he that serveth?
That's a heavy statement right there. Who's greater? The guy sitting at the table to eat or the guy serving the guy that sits at the table to eat? in the heathen's mind, the guy sitting at the table eating, he's greater because he's eating the plate of food. But if you really look at it, the guy serving him is more powerful than him. He controlling whether your food good or not. He controlling all of that. Whether you eat on time, he's the one that has the food, not you. He's the one that went and gathered it up. He's the one that went and cooked it. He's greater than that guy. You just eating it. He went and did the real work for it. And that's what Christ is trying to say. And that's how we build a nation. You know, go ahead, Marah, please.
If I may, sir.
Come.
Concern, his name is Pilot J, but if you notice all them real 007 type of movies, anybody that when they get taken down, who they go to? They go to the pilots, they go to the people that serve. They corrupt the younger person so they can take over the country, or they could get the other person. Like
they don't go talk to the other rich people.
Colin McCann.
They need the people on the bottom to help them take over.
Colin McCann. They will get the guy that work in tech.
Yes.
And corrupt him, tell him, yeah, we got your cat. We know where your mom live. We need you to do this.
Boom.
Colin McCann.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was it, sir.
No, what you're saying is exactly right. That's who they go to. Because really, that's the guy that's in power. It's just in this world, it's everybody brainwashed to think it's something different when it's not that. You know what I mean? Let's keep on rolling. You got more on that.
And if I can, sir,
please,
the problem with you Christians is you'll never get enough. You'll be helping yourself until you're old and gray and die. You'll never get to helping somebody else. You got to help yourself before you help others. You never get to others. Oprah ain't got enough. Jay-Z ain't got enough. Al Sharpton ain't got enough. A Negro Christian in America ain't never got enough, no matter what they have. So you never get to help nobody else because you're fooling yourself that, well, once I'm cool, once I'm stable, you ain't never going to be stable because you're still a slave in America. I yield, sir.
Damn right. Big shout out to General Kabbalah Mob. He said, he pulled 1 Corinthians 10:24. Let no man seek his own, but every man another man's wealth. Like you can't get plainer than that. Remember, man, our nation, that's why the Lord said this. The Lord said that by following the Lord's statutes and commandments, the nations will see our wisdom. Like they don't see that level of wisdom. That's why they're killing each other now, about to go into the Third World War. We're going to get back on that. But that's happening because they can't see this level of wisdom that Christ is talking about. Okay? They can't see that. Like if we had been any other institution that opened up this many schools, we'd be getting invites to senators' houses. We open more schools across this country and outside this country as regular men in the work of the Lord, serving the Father, yet it's looked at like not a big deal when it's a huge deal. But it's not a big deal because we don't take the position of being all that and everything and wanting to hobnob with them. Okay? Let me let you finish real quick so we can get back on the story. You was going to say something, Maya? Did I miss you?
I was just going to say, and one of the heaviest cuts Christ did, man, is when he told the brother thought he was good. Look, I don't eat pork. Lord, I don't do that. I follow the laws from my youth. What more do I need to do? I'm good to go, right? You can admit that, right? Christ said, you got all that right, but one thing you lack. Sell all that you got and come follow me. Come get down with my team. And that cracked him. That cracked his shell because he thought he was good. You understand? But he had to realize, oh, man, am I ready to go there? Like, it's one thing you ain't ready to go. You ready to do is give up, what you value. You know what I mean, for your people. And that's what Christ's going to require from everybody. So,
Damn right. Damn right. Good ass point. Finish them 2 scriptures real quick, if you could.
Colin McCann, sir. Colin McCann. This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 27 in the middle. It's not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth.
That's the clearest cut. He said, I'm among you as he that serveth. I'm trying to serve y'all, even though you know what I mean? I'm in full power. You got more? Go ahead.
Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. and I will appoint you unto you a kingdom. It's like, and I will appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's what Christ came back and said. He was among you as a servant, but he can give you a great seat to sit at. But he's still greater than you as the servant. You know what I'm saying? That's how Christ's wisdom works. And that's how this nation going to be built. And it's going to be amazing to see. And then other nations ain't going to understand it. You know what I mean? Okay, I yield. Y'all want to move on? Come on. Let's move on, man. Let's get into it. We going where? We going to Umar Johnson, or y'all going to do more on the war?
I would say Umar. I would recommend Umar.
Okay, let's get on. Let's check out Umar with his big, stupid, Gumby haircut ass. Excuse my friend.
First?
Oh, with Cat Williams?
No, we didn't play that either. The Cat Williams.
Yeah, you want which one?
I would probably play the Cat Williams one if it's brief.
Then we come on back. Could we do that?
I didn't get the Cat Williams, sir.
Y'all don't got the Cat Williams? Yeah. All of them on TikTok.
Yeah,
y'all hit TikTok. Yeah. Couldn't get them.
Yeah, it's somebody else's narration.
Maybe they blocking
point of view. Kind of.
Damn. Could we get a link or something to give out in the chat room? Q, pull up a link, throw it in the chat. Or somebody who works the chat on for us over here on this side. With some of y'all? Okay. See if you find a link and give it to Muthumya so he can, when he get a chance, he can throw it up in there. You know what I mean?
Well, here's another idiot right here, Steven Jackson. Sir, can I bring another comment to your attention?
Before you do, let me I'm sorry, real quick. Stephen Jackson, you talking about?
Steven Jackson.
Oh, his comment? Go ahead.
Okay, if I could, sir. I was just going to point out, Steven Jackson is in the chat room tonight, sir. Steven Jackson says, I don't agree either. Meaning he agrees with Pilot Joe.
Right.
He does not agree with you. Right. I agree. I don't agree either. I've been backdoored and betrayed before by my own people. It changed me. I'm sure the con inside a person doesn't leave regardless of religion. I'm assuming the negative he means. So, of course, he's one of those people, sir, that have this same old sad story of your own people, they'll betray you. You can't trust your own family. My own people betrayed me. I wonder, do white people get betrayed by other white people?
Right.
I wonder, do Chinese people get betrayed by other Chinese people? I wonder, do Arabs get betrayed by other Arabs? I wonder if white people ever have done enough to black people to count as a negative. You understand?
Right.
Some black woman broke your heart in high school. So what do you say? You can't trust black women. I have to only date white women because a black woman took me to child support court.
Right.
Maybe one day you could count slavery and lynching and oppression as important as your high school sweetheart that broke your heart.
Right.
Like your own personal problem, some old heartbreak you had in high school now means that I have to forget about slavery. I have to forget about the nationwide heartbreak that white people have given my people because Steven Jackson, his best friend from high school, slept with his girlfriend. So now I can't care about black people. Everybody's own people betrays them. Who in the house is going to betray you? That's why it's called a betrayal, right? Because the person is close to you. Chinese people are betrayed by Chinese people. Japanese people are betrayed by Chinese people. That's the whole point. But someone who cares more about their people than they do themselves, they won't count something personal that happened to them to be bigger than something that happened to all of us. Something like slavery and oppression and being lynched. Steven Jackson is just a broken-hearted little boy. That's why y'all need to come into the UPK and get help with your traumas, man. These traumas make you hate black women because your baby's mama was a black woman. That girl that cheated on you was a black woman. It makes you hate black men because, this black man, he was supposed to be my friend when we was in the 10th grade, and he slept with my girl. Your personal tragedies are the only thing you care about. So my whole life has to be dictated by Steven Jackson's personal tragedies. Your people have a tragedy, Steven Jackson.
Yes.
Your people have a national tragedy, and we have to care about that. Salakia, sir.
If I could. You die, get me 2 Corinthians 11:23 real quick. If I could, because let me tell you something, that's no excuse. Stop acting like women. That's no, let me tell you something. There's no excuse on this planet to back up off of the work of the Lord except death.
That's it.
If you and after you die, not before you die, not facing death, but after the death, then you can stop. You dead, so because everybody benefits from the kingdom. When the kingdom gets here, guess what? Everybody benefits. So what you lost, you're gonna gain, and you have no trust in the Most High if you don't understand that whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Ain't nobody got away with anything that they did against you. The question is, do you have the strength to forgive them and move on and do the work of the Lord? If you don't, then you fall victim to the things that Satan does. You understand? Read this right quick. You want me to run it down? You got it real quick. I hate to rush you on it, but I want to let them get back to them 2 points. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 23.
Go ahead.
Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. It's like I am more.
Right. When he said I speak as a fool, meaning he didn't want to boast. He's telling you this story, but he didn't want to boast and act like he was somebody special. But he had to boast for them to understand that he was a man of the Lord. Because what the brother Jackson don't understand is that Satan does these things to you to lower you, to not make you the people of God. Satan don't want you to be the people of God, so he does evil things to you. That's what slavery and chains and punishment is for. It's the Lord lowering you so that you can get right to rise again. But if you go into the evil, you will stay lowered. You will never rise up out of it. So that's what Paul was fighting up against. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. And labor's more abundant.
He worked harder than everybody else in labors. They was getting over while he was working. Go ahead.
Khan. And stripes above measure.
Above measure, meaning 40 stripes is what you're supposed to get. But he said, man, he got above the measure. When they would whip him, they would whip him more. Just like black people in America. Instead of getting the regular prison time, they're getting more prison time. You know what I mean? Instead of being handled properly by the cops, they're being handled worse. And even your woman, instead of your woman being decent with you, in many cases, she's a monster. More of a monster than a white girl. That's why weaker brothers run and get a white girl, believing that they're in a safer place and an easier road until the white girl bite them back. The only difference with the white girl is she's a snake. So she don't bite you right away and make you think, oh, I'm in a better place. I got a good woman, until she come and take half that trap from you. Then you realize it. Keep going.
Khan, sir. And prisons more frequent.
He went to jail more than other brothers. And that's why they didn't look at him with the respect that he should have been looked at when he was going to jail and everything to do the work of the Lord. You're going to catch hell in times, certain times.
In death of the Jews 5 times received 40 stripes.
Right, damn. When he got caught by his own people 5 times, he got stripes. You understand? 40 stripes except for one. Meaning 40 stripes is like the worst you're supposed to get. Yet he got 40 every time except for once. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 25. Thrice was I beaten with rods.
3 times they beat him with rods. Go ahead.
Once I was stoned.
Once he was stoned. And it tells you in the scriptures in another part that when they stoned him, they thought he was dead. And the brothers came and dug him up out the rocks and took him and healed him back up till he could move again. Go ahead.
Khan. Twice I suffered shipwreck a night and day.
Twice he suffered that shipwreck. Go ahead.
Khan. Have I been in the deep and journeys often in perils of water? Khan. And perils of robbers.
Listen to this part good. Go ahead.
And perils of robbers. And perils by my own countrymen.
In perils by his own countrymen. He got betrayed. Right. They cut his throat. They did him dirty. They backdoored him. You understand? Go ahead.
Colonel McCon, sir. In perils by the heathen.
The heathens all did something wrong to him, just like they doing to us today. Go ahead.
Colonel McCon. In perils in the city, in the perils in the wickedness. It's like in the wilderness.
That's right.
In perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren.
In perils where?
Among false brethren.
He had brothers that he thought was down with him, and they were false brothers. They was on their own interest. But he working with them and trying to work with them, and they cutting his damn throat, betraying him, doing him dirty. That's what he went through, man. And he stood in the work of the Lord. He pushed past it, man, and went on and beyond. We had many people that came up against us, hated our guts. You know what I'm saying? And where they at now? Shalom. Read on.
Sir. Verse 28. So like in verse 27. And weariness and painfulness and watching often and hunger and thirst and fastings often.
Right. He was in watchings often, man. Often watching because of what was happening around him or who he was dealing with or who he had to keep his eye on because he's trying to do the work of the Lord and these cats betraying him. Always hungry, running into situations. Fast and often asking the Lord to help him in cold and in nakedness. Like this cat went through hell and built a hell of a legacy before Yahushua, before his throne, where we reading about it today. Go ahead.
Khan. And cold and nakedness, beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily.
Right. The meaning beside the regular hell you catch that come on you every day. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. The care of all the churches.
Which was really what he cared about. Beside what he cared about, them churches, everything else was happening to him. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Verse 29. Who is weak and I am not weak.
Right. Which one of you is weak and I ain't weak? He was saying I'm weak too. That ain't no excuse. Go ahead.
Khan. Who is offended and I burn not.
Right. Who's offended? Who had something, black people do something wrong to them? You understand? I done had tons and tons of things I lost at the hands of being among my own people. No, that's not an excuse. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 30. If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern my infirmities.
That's another kind of dude that's out here. He said he gonna glory in the things concerning his infirmities. Damn. He gonna look at the things that he went through like badges of honor for the work of the Lord. That's a different kind of cat out. He carried them wounds like trophies. He carried them wounds like he keep them records like a trophy. He ran that down like his resume of how bad he is in the work of the Lord. Meanwhile, if you told somebody all this happened to you, they'd be looking at you like you a loser, or you'd be looking at yourself like this cat is. Like, I can't trust black people because look what happened to me. Because I trusted him. I got burned. I got this. I got that. He didn't look at it like that. He looked at it like it was a trophy that he stood up and surpassed all of that. I think it's one more verse, or am I done? Two more verses. Go ahead, real quick.
Come, verse 31. The God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is blessed forevermore, knoweth that I lie not.
Go ahead.
In Damascus, the governor under Aretas, the king, kept the city of the dam of Damascus with a garrison. Desirous to apprehend me.
Right. He said he was, in other words, I was on the run, under a serious jam. Go ahead.
Khan.
So much so that the governor was after me. Go ahead.
Khan, sir, verse 33. And through a window in a basket was I let down by the wall and escaped his hands.
Damn, for what? For going through that so fast, man. And through the window in a wall. Damn, they let him down in a basket to get him the hell up out of here. This cat was on the run, even at times from governors, just to get the work of the Lord done. And just because his words created such a disruption in the society that they was dealing with. And brother, that's how you got to go at this work of the Lord. There's no excuses. Don't nobody have an excuse to not do what they supposed to do. Slack it. I'm up off of it. We got time. I mean, we right at the dot. You want to go ahead and do Kanye?
Omar, it's up to you.
Omar rather? No.
Don't matter to me.
Let's ride.
content? Because I know y'all got a lot more to give. So far, we raised $250,000.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm gracious, but I'm not.
If I could,
because I know y'all got a lot.
Let me just give some context to why Marah is playing this video. This is Umar Johnson. He calls himself Dr. Umar Johnson, right? Which is a very popular term among the tribe of Judah, to be a doctor, right? So he's Dr. Umar Johnson. Now he's been building a school in the Philadelphia area for years. He calls himself the king of the conscious community.
And a descendant
of who is
Marcus Garvey.
Is it that?
Yeah.
Frederick a descendant, probably both, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah.
And Imhotep, the pharaoh.
Right. The embodiment.
The embodiment. He's a descendant of Frederick Douglass and the King Kong of all the conscious community. Of course, the ICE agents came through the Black and Hispanic, the Black and brown community all over the country. And Umar Johnson, of course, speaks out against Latinos. Who he has shared the ghetto with his entire life. His grandfather has 200 years ago, 2,000 years ago. We shared this world, Black and brown people, which is a term that the UPK did not invent.
That's right.
It's a term in every form of media, Black and brown people, because we're one.
Right.
He spoke out against the Latinos this week while they're at their lowest time. He spoke out against them. Salakia, sir.
So go ahead and play the tape out, please, and we'll go in on it.
So far, we raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content. Because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for Black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass Black people. I'm going to call it like I say it. And I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside.
Let me tell you something. Sad to say, this is how he can get money. Like, we have such low self-esteem that if you come and curse us out, we will give you money. That's how bad our self-esteem is. If you come and tell us we are trifling ass niggas, you're going to be loved by us because that's what we believe. But if you tell us we the greatest people of the earth and we're going to get the kingdom of heaven, we're going to hate you. We're going to hate you and we're going to want to stone you to death. And that's why they was angry with Christ. Christ trying to give them the kingdom and show them the way to the kingdom. They hate him for it. They want the leaders that join him to the Africans. This cat right here is the problem in the Black community. He's the problem. He's the cats like him are the problem. He's robbing the Black community the way a preacher robs the Black community. And for you to just verbalize that, there's no way you love Black people to just verbalize that. You just want the money. And somebody need to give him a drug test. Please. You got more on the tape? Oh, you was going to say something? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut y'all off.
That was it, sir.
Okay. GT, you got to tell us what do you mean when you say, oh, I got you. Now I got you. I misread it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead.
We trifle. I should have been had that $2 million. I should have had that $2 million 30 days after I started the fundraiser on May the 20th. It don't make no sense. But y'all sure call me up when the school's messing with your son. Did you make a donation to my school? Oh, not yet. Bye. Click. That's the new Umar. You want some help with your son? Did I get a donation? No, I want to hear that. Mail the donation, then you call me back, and then I help.
Well, wait, can we get the part where he spoke against the Latinos?
Kind of one kind.
We able to pull that one? That one was good too.
That's not it. That's not a second. That's past things he said. I never saw the Latino one during class. I saw it before class.
I'm saying, but can we get a copy
I think
of
they're
that?
going to see right now.
Okay, y'all gonna try to pull it because what he said was that was not our fight. That was happening to the Latinos is not our fight. And he said it right before Donald Trump turned around and said, now he's gonna get rid of the Haitians. Now the Haitians supposed to be part of the whole Pan-African movement. But now he's ready to look at it a second way. It was so dumb to think that what's happening to the Mexicans and the Latinos is not our problem. If you're going to fight racism, stand up against the racism. And furthermore, Latinos fed us.
Damn right.
Latinos clothed us. Latinos delivered us when we needed them the most. And furthermore, Latinos suffer what we suffer every day in this country. They suffer the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? A bar mouth, is that the bar mouth? The bar mouth, the water. A bar mouth or the bar mouth? Oh, the bar mouth, the water. I think my thing is off. The water for making that statement, brother, because what you're saying is absolutely daggone right. Are we off the air? Oh, no, you pulling the tape. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, damn, I flipped into something else. I don't know how that.
Captain Tazaryak sent the link in the chat, Marah.
I sent it too.
Con, can y'all grab that? Let's get that. Let's get that tape on real quick. Like this simpleton that we look at as a real black leader because he sound good, because he talked pro-black. When meanwhile, he been building that school how long? A decade? We built 40 since then. And several of them outside this country. And educated the most important person. The most important person. Let me tell you something, Ma. Show you how brainwashed he is and how well the white man brainwashes us. Black people in their heart of hearts, and you can take a survey and ask them. And if you ask them, out of the men, the women, and the children, if we want to change the black community, who should we go educate? I guarantee you 99% of your answers is going to say educate the children.
Of course.
Give the money to the children. What does the churches do? What does the NAACP do? They all give the money to students. All give the money to the children. All give the money to people going to college. The people you got to educate are the fathers. The fathers will send the sons and daughters to college. The fathers will bring the family together. What good is your child being educated at Harvard and he's a sodomite, he's a queer, running around chasing men? That's not building your nation. That's destroying your nation. You need men to rule. The Lord said, the flock of my pasture are men. That's who got to be educated. And that's why this fool is sitting up there for 10 years trying to build the same school, claiming he going to help people with their children, when what he should be doing is helping us raise up men to wake up and help all the children. And I want to see how he going to get 14 million black people's children into that school. Because he said he's gonna open this school. Yeah. You need $2 million and $250. I'll open 10 schools.
If I could, sir. Umar Johnson, not only is he hateful of his own people, not only is he a drug addict, you know what else he is? He's naive. He's like a child in his mind that he even thinks he can do this. He's a naive child. He thinks that he can be so selfish and greedy and go get all these black schools and change. Everybody thinks that garbage because they're high and on drugs, and he's a naive child. We have the video, sir.
We got it. Let's play that video.
There's something that is so dividing, and it's dividing a lot of communities, I should say. The migrant crisis and ICE agents are present in urban areas, including right here in Chicago. Now, some of our listeners are asking and have asked up to this point, should Black people be getting involved in this issue? Or should we stay laser focused on our own people? Because we're still fighting for basic dignity in this country.
Here is my position on the migrant crisis and the migrant protests that are sweeping the country. No group has ever come to America to help Black people. No group has ever helped Black people. You've had individuals participate in Black struggle, but never as a community. European Jews never said we're going to help Black people as a community. Latinos never said we're going to help Black people as a community. They come here to replace us.
I think that's enough. I think he's.
Hey, can you pause that for a second? Umar Johnson's a goddamn idiot. First of all, the black community was always helped by Latinos. What do you think the brown berets were? Why did the brown berets put on berets? They didn't have berets on. You know when they put on berets? When the Black Panthers put on berets. The Black Panthers put on berets, and then they put on berets and called themselves the Brown Berets. And then they followed and did what rolled with the Black Panthers. They have always been on our side. There has not been one situation with black people that Latinos did not support us in and did not stand with us. And going back even more, and I don't know what city Umar Johnson grew up in, but if you grew up in New York City, brother, blacks and Latinos was like this in New York City. Blacks and Puerto Ricans specifically were like this in New York City. Okay? We rolled with you would have black friends, Latino friends, and you didn't even see no difference between the two. Go back and look at half of your rappers that you think are black, they really Latino. You think they rap, they black, but they Latino. Okay, I should have got a list of some of the names. All them cats that pioneered rapping, where you think breakdancing come from? Blacks didn't start breakdancing. Latinos started breakdancing. I was there. Latinos started that breakdance. That pop locking, this shit, they do this shit here. That started from Latinos. Why did that start from Latinos? Because blacks were rocking out the hip-hop, the new hip-hop music. What did Latinos do? They joined in with the dance. The music, the Judah had the music. Latinos brought in the dance. They merged together. Go look at all the old videos and movies that they made. What at Beach Street, all those movies, blacks and Latinos was together. Who you think started tagging up the trains in the 70s? That was Latinos. They was teaching blacks how to tag the train. Latinos totally contributed with us. There is no separation between us and Latinos, especially Puerto Ricans, because Puerto Ricans have citizenship. So they were traveling from Puerto Rico to New York like it was nothing, and other cities. So they built whole communities. Where do you think the South Bronx was? The South Bronx was all Latino. The West Bronx, the East Bronx, all black. You mean they never was with us? They've always been with us in every conflict, not just with the Berets. When black people started doing terrorism in the 70s to fight against America, black people, Latinos joined them. Remember they went to Bill Clinton and tried to free all those Latinos that was in prison? Those were Latinos that were fighting with black people to get us free. So don't ever come out and try to say that, and you don't have no history on it, man. You just a dummy from Philly, man, that thinks you know the history. Their struggle has always been our struggle. And also, we always bring this out. We always bring out how, brother, when we was running from slavery, the only people, hear me good, the only people that gave us haven was the Mexicans, brother. The Mexicans are the ones that gave us haven from going back into slavery, brother. They the only ones. The West Indians helped us when we fled to the Caribbean. They helped a ton of us in Cuba, in Belize, in the different Caribbean islands, because we was fleeing from that slavery, especially when the British wanted us back. When slavery was ended in the United States, it was still going on in Great Britain. The British wanted the British slaves back. And the British slaves had to flee to the Caribbean to get away from England. And that's exactly what they did. And brother, so we've always been helped in one way or another by the different 12 tribes. So don't give me that garbage that's not our fight. And on top of that, you see that it's pure racism coming down on them. You understand? Ain't nobody even questioning. And this is how you know spiritually that it is that blacks and Latinos supposed to go together. Trump is deporting Arabs. Trump is deporting East Indians. Trump is deporting Chinese. Trump is deporting all these nations. Why? He's deporting Africans. Why is it that it ain't a discussion on whether we should be in the fight with them? Even Africans, they ain't even arguing, should we be in the fight with them? Should we be in the fight with them? What about Muslims? All these Muslims getting deported. Ain't nobody questioning, should we be in a fight with them? You know who we question? We question the ones that's part of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know why? Because we always hate our own. We always bringing that question up because we always ready to turn on our own. That's the proof that they're the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's the proof that we're supposed to stand with them in this time of trouble. And something else, man. Ain't nothing worse than a sucker that won't stand with you when you down. You know what I mean? You get rid of that sucker when you get back up. When you go down and niggas don't stand with you, fuck them niggas.
That's
man.
right.
Damn right.
You understand? When you get back up, you dismiss that bastard. Because, brother, ain't no greater gift. Christ said this. Ain't no greater gift than a man lay down his life for his brother. That's right. Ain't no greater gift than that. So while the Mexicans is down, you shouldn't open your damn mouth against the Mexicans, because when they get back up, they're going to so remember those who were down with them. And by right, they should, because they did it for us.
That's right.
There's proof they did it for us. And no other nation came here. And listen, and it was even bitch made what he said. He said, ain't no other nation came here to help us. Nigga, no Africans came either.
Right.
The fuck is you talking about?
Right.
Ain't no Africans came here neither. Them Africans running around. So come to Ghana. Come to Ghana. Want your money out of Ghana. You get over there as racist. They racist against blacks. This is Africans. Nigga, black is that damn camera stand. Over there eating bones and mad and hating on us when we get over there in Africa. And a ton of you niggas done went over there and you know exactly what I'm talking about and you don't got nothing to say about it. You quiet as a damn mouse. You go over there in Africa, they robbing you from the time you hit the airport. They extorting you every time they see you. They have a disdain for you because of the wealth that they perceive that you have. Because you got so much more than they poor ass over there in Africa. So they hating on you and charging you up for everything that you have. They ain't welcoming you like, my black brother, bring us back, tell us about your journey and your culture and what happened. But that's what you niggas lie about. And furthermore, why the fuck do what's his name? Excuse my, I'm being a little nigga tonight. But why in the fuck don't Umar Johnson go to the Africans for that $2 million? Why poor black people got to build a goddamn school? You Mr. Pan-African dashiki wearing Gumby haircut motherfucker. Why in the fuck you don't go to them Africans and get that $2 million? You gonna go to poor people and then curse them out because poor black people don't got $2 million to give you in 6 months? You's as rotten as a goddamn preacher, man. That's right. You's a fucking lowlife like any other preacher, man. You understand? That's your damn problem. And black people, the sad part about it is Umar Johnson gonna get plenty of money out of y'all. He gonna get plenty of cash out of y'all because of a man that care about you like YAHANNA did. You hate that nigga, man. You hate him. A man that do so much for you. That's why Paul went through what he went through. We just read it. He went through what he went through and was looked at without the respect that he should have had. He was looked at as for less than that respect simply because what he was doing was right. What he was doing was really caring for you. But you are an evil motherfucker, some of you. And you prefer somebody that abuses you. If somebody come up and abuse you, you give them everything. You know why? Because you've been being abused for 400 years and that's all you know. That's all you know. So when somebody treats you like a dog, you accept it, you take it right in. The minute some presidential candidate wants to run for president, he shits all over you, man, including Obama. That's right. Obama did it too. He shits all over you and you join right on in with them. You understand? This clown gonna get up here and say, don't stand with our brothers. You know how long we've been riding with them Chicanos, man? Down in East LA. You understand? You know how long we've been riding in them rice and beans, man? Trying to survive with one another. And you gonna tell us to back up off our brothers? Why? Because you want some Pan-African shit when an African ain't giving you shit.
That's right.
I like that. That's why I want to see where the African money. Where all that Mutubu money? Shoot, Motherfucking what's the name? Nigeria got oil wells. They can inhale 2 million and give it to you. Them niggas don't even give you an audience, nigga. You up running up in the black community, go fly over there. You know what I'm saying? I know why you don't want to fly over there, because you see them purple niggas went over there and they hit their ass with smoke grenades and rocks the size of a grapefruit. They was throwing them rocks out. Them rocks was spinning on there. They was throwing in sliders, curved balls, fast balls, all that shit. And them niggas ran their ass out they damn country. And you gonna turn around and come down on the Lord's people because they don't give you $2 million to build a fictitious school. We done built up, we getting ready. Matter of fact, listen, I'm a little announcement. We getting ready to do a new dedication on our 3rd school in Delaware. I'll get you the date. We getting ready to open, and the 3rd school is so big, it's big enough to be an event center. That's how goddamn big. Big shout out to Zion. Sorry, to Zion. Big shout out to Captain Zion, man. They getting ready to open up their 3rd building, their 3rd school, and the school is big as hell. You could damn near hold the pack. Not can't fully. So much of us we can't hold the pack, but you could hold a pretty big event in this school. It's that big, and this is the 3rd school, man, in the state of Delaware. So what the fuck is this clown talking about? We stand with our Latino brothers, huh? Right. We stand with them, man, because Christ stood with them. And we're going to stick with them to the end, man. I'm off my diatribe. Y'all want to add something else? I don't have it. Y'all don't want to be associated. No. Y'all don't want no association with all that. I understand. I only do it once in a while. Jeremiah, so can we play a little more of what he said? Or is that pretty much it? You think that's pretty much it? We over the time by 24 minutes. Let's let everybody go back to work, you know, man. So big shout out to Captain Tazaria holding us down. Big shout out to General Q up in the building with us. You understand? Holding us down. His wonderful wife, Batha Rawana. I think that's Q's wife.
That's not sure.
May not be Q's wife.
Barakwana. That's
Batha Rawana. I think I got the wrong person. Okay, no, my bad, sis. So Wap Yala, Bunyum, all the way from Trinidad, holding us down. Big shout out to you. I ain't gonna run through it all. Heavy hitters in the building. Officer Moran and his mighty crew doing it up every week. We'll see y'all next Monday, man. Live right here at the U.P.K, man. See y'all then. Shalom.
Dominican Republic, man, Santiago, La Romana, Dayabon. We're going to be out there with the brothers, man, teaching this truth. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel stand up. I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA. And look at the flyer, man. You got Puerto Ricans, you got black men, you got Jamaicans, you got Haitians. Come on, man. Dominicans, Mexicans, all together, man. It's Israelite School U.P.K. For the I.S.U.P.K, send some donations on the books, support the troops, and we out. Shalom.
Haitian community, put it over. Working with the Haitian community, you know what I mean. Helping get trucks sent to Haiti, you know what I mean. At the Israelite School U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA. These trucks gonna go to Haiti, and you already know, help build that country, help keep it going. That's what we do in U.P.K. We deal with the tribes, baby. That's gonna be in Haiti real soon. It's gonna get delivered. That's how we do. Yeah. South, man, this is what they fucking don't want. They don't fucking want the blacks, fucking our Salvadorans, Hispanics, and Haitians coming together on any business, building up our fucking people, man. That's what they don't fucking want. That's why they hate the I.S.U.P.K. That's why they hate our Mexican brothers and sisters. That's why they hate the Haitians. That's why, because they scared of us coming together just like this in the Israelite School U.P.K. doing business cross country, you know what I mean? Because they can't fucking deport me, so fuck them, you know what I mean? So we're going to do the business with our brothers. We don't give a damn if they, whatever situation. And all these brothers legit any fucking way, but, you know, it's just the point. They fucking hate us coming together. The black man, the Haitian man, the Native Indian man, the Mexican man. These are all the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Look it up. Look it fucking up. You understand? And when we come together, it's a fucking problem. We ain't gonna need the white man for a damn thing. You understand? Shit. What we need the white man for? We got a fucking Mexicans. What we need the white man for? We got Haitians. They fucking beat Napoleon's ass. They the best strategists. The Haitians are the. I've been dealing with Haitians a lot. I've been going to Haiti back and forth, OCAP, all of that, Dabon. And the Haitians are fucking strategists, man. The Haitians, they all about their business. They all about their organization. The Haitians are fucking amazing. So we got the strategists.